What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are ready for this London session. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to show you guys everything that I've been showing on a daily basis. I'm here to help you guys pretty much from the basics behind everything, pretty much the psychology. I want the newest person to be able to come in here and, be able to make profits on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the psychological aspect. I want everybody to be able to have 100% of all the information on a daily basis. So that way you guys, let me see, hold on. Let me see if this, making sure my screen is shared so you guys can see everything. All right, cool. All right, awesome. Making sure that I also can see the chat so that way I can communicate with you guys. All right, guys. The whole main point of this whole thing is to pretty much create a community of people that could come on here, new people, be able to learn 100% of the terminology so you guys can learn everything from the basics to the psychological aspect. That's what I'm here for. Hope you guys are able, that you guys like everything so far. But the thing is, tonight I'm going to be mainly focusing on the educational aspect. I'm not really going to be calling too much trades. The reason being is FOMC tomorrow, bunch of news events. And the thing is, I want you guys to understand these charts and use that as a time for you to really go over the basics, to really go over the key fundamentals so you guys could be proficient in this language that we really call Forex in these Forex markets, all right? So the thing is, I'm not going to be here to really call it the signals. I don't want to really put you guys at risk, especially new people. When those big news events happen, you're going to watch markets really fluctuate. And unless you're really advanced and know what you're doing, you'll be able to profit heavily. But for now, what you want to know is pretty much the basics. That way you guys could, understand the terminology and all that type of stuff. All right. So here's the thing, guys. Education is very key. And I'm going to let you guys know that. For instance, like literally education is key. And if you don't have the time to pretty much draw out these charts, if you don't have the time to really understand, the psychological aspect, then you have to understand that Forex is something that you have to respect. It's an entity that a lot of people always want success in it, but you have to study more than you trade. You know what I'm saying? You have to study more than you trade. If this was all about signals and everything like that, right? What's going to happen is you're going to understand that you're only as good as your last signal. So even if I gave you signals back to back, and even if I did give you 20 good trades on that 21st trade that you take, and it's a bad one, you're always going to remember me for that. You're always going to remember me for my last trade, right? That's just the way it is. This whole thing with iMarkets Live is for you guys to become self-sufficient. So you guys could draw this up for yourself and think about how you feel. Think about how you feel knowing the fact that you could come onto these charts and create your sense of art that fits with your perspective. So that way you could pretty much make these charts easy for you to make money off of, right? That's the whole main point. This is all 90% psychological and 10% technical. The things that are easy to do are also the things that are easy not to do. So trust me, I'm gonna let you guys know 100% from the beginning. When I first came onto these charts, I was very confused. I really didn't know what to do. And it got to a point where it seemed so tedious, to be able to come onto these charts. But the thing is, watching people make anywhere from, $100 a day to 1,000 to 10,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 in a day, to me, I feel like, when we go to school, a lot of that stuff that you feel that's not going to be, that you could apply into your daily lifestyle. I wish I was able to study this, because I know that if I just studied and put the Kobe hours into studying this on a daily basis, I know that I could be able to make money. Someone could give me $200. I could be able to come onto these charts and live for the rest of my life. Seriously. That's why education is key, and I'm always going to harp on that. Like I said, we want to go over the education aspect because, right? Because it is very, very important, right? That's the whole main point of these live trade rooms, is so that way you guys can become self-sufficient. You guys could go from being dependent on us to being independent to being dependable for people to rely on you guys. So that way now you guys have the skill set, and you could pass this information down to people that you care about, and then show them that iMarkets Live is a platform that is purely focused on education, not just on signals, to really create a community of traders. So that way you could be free. That is the whole main point of this whole thing, for you to be free, for everybody to know what it feels like on a daily basis to not have to clock in, right? To not have to clock in and not ever have to answer to anybody. You just answer to yourself. You could be able to come. When you look at these charts, when you see these different currency pairs, you have to understand that there's $5.3 trillion a day in these markets. You want to take your piece? There's enough money to go out for every single person, right? There's enough money to go for every single person, right? So I want to go over the psychological aspect. I want to go into detail. I want to focus on the education. I want to focus on the key principles. And I want you guys to understand that we're going to do this to a point where it's going to become so repetitive, right? Where it becomes, we always say all the time, repetition is your reputation. As long as you're consistent, you'll create a habitual mindset to the point where it's going to be in your subconscious mind to be able to take these trades. That you're going to understand exactly why. People ask me all the time, how did you get to the point where you're at? How are you able to do this? Well, guess what? I put my time and I put my hours and I put my blood, sweat, and tears into these Forex markets. And good thing that you guys have this platform to help you. You have everything from the live traders here, where I could mark up these charts for you, give you the basics, the key fundamentals. You guys have the harmonic scanner as a tool and resource to let you know when trades are being set up, and applying this chart analysis, you could be able to be in the high percentile of winning trades. You guys are funny, right? So let's go over the psychological aspect. There's a couple of key things that we're going to go through when you first start this whole thing, right? You're going to go over, greed. You're going to go over self-sabotage. You're going to go over fear / doubt, right? You're going to go over the euphoric stage. You're pretty much going to go over these basic key fundamentals, right? Now, I want to go over this stuff in detail, right? Because this is the #1 killer of everything, right? Let's delete. Let me delete majority of this stuff, these boxes. I got you guys. I want you guys to be psychologically fit when it comes to this stuff, right? We come onto these charts with a positive mindset, right? Let me type that in here. This part is very, very important, guys, right? Going over the psychological aspect, because then you guys will be able to get to that point where you guys are emotionally disconnected from money, right? All right, so check this out. I'll answer the chat room. I'll answer all the different types of questions when it comes to this stuff. Now remember, the people that take this seriously are the ones that take this seriously, right? The ones that are willing to learn every single aspect of the Forex markets. There's no easy way to this whole thing. I'm gonna be 100% real, honest, and transparent. There's no easy way to this whole thing. It's time, and you have to train your mind in order to come to this stuff. I will go over support and resistance. I will go over supply and demand. I will go over the right time frames of when we trade. I will go over the confirmations, and the level counting. But who's willing to go through the psychological aspect, so that way you guys understand, so that way you guys are mentally clear when it comes to trading, right? All right, cool. Unless this has to do with the psychological aspect, I'll answer those questions, right? First one, greed. Now, what I want you guys to understand is greed and having that euphoric feeling is what's going to happen in the beginning. A lot of people, when they first come onto the charts, they're going to take trades, right? They're going to take trades. And I want you guys to understand, I know you guys could relate to this. I'm creating a sense of empathy so you guys could relate to everything that I'm talking about. You guys have been into trades where literally you're letting your profits run wild rather than taking your profits. You actually just let it come running. You let it come running. And you're either not putting in stop profits, you're not putting any of that type of stuff. Greed is the number one killer when it comes to these markets, right? So in order to remove that, I'm going to break down in just a little bit about stop profits, about understanding stop loss, how to understand really keeping those profits in so you're not, losing. I mean, you're locking those profits. That's the one problem that people have on a daily basis, right? Number two is self-sabotage. When you start going to a point where you feel like everything is going wrong against you, that you're coming onto these markets and you're just trying to take money really, really quick, you're going to go through that self-sabotage phase of feeling that you're not good enough. But in all reality, it's just little tiny key fundamentals, right? Like the actual metaphor that I use is, imagine if you have a car that's parked on the hill. You have no parking brake on, but you have one little block that's blocking in, the top. Yeah, we can hear you.
I mean, I was sneezing. I'm at the airport, man.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I was sneezing. I'm waiting because I'm flying to Asia right now.
Damn, how long is the wait?
I have like another 2 hours, so I thought I'd just pop in. I didn't realize you guys could hear me. Nothing. I just wanted to stop in and just say thank you for everything. You're awesome. Oh. And you guys, you got the best right there. Christopher Derrick he's the king, man. He's I just want to get behind the scenes and just start building out all these other products, and just real excited. Chris is he's a boss. So you guys are in great hands, and great things to come. Yep. That's for sure. I'm gonna let you guys go. I just wanted to pop in. I'm sorry, I was sneezing. I was sitting here just hanging out, drinking some iced tea. Okay, I'm gonna turn the microphone off. I just want to watch. You guys are awesome. All right, bye.
All right, for sure. Awesome. So let's go back into it. Thank you for the kind words, Chris. But yeah, so anyways, that fear and doubt. I'm just letting you guys know that it's very, very normal to go through these situations, and we could remove this by the basic fundamentals that I'll teach you guys with everything from support resistance, supply and demand zone. So we're 100% here for you guys, right? And then we want to keep a positive mindset. Now, before, when I started trading, I would come on here, I'd have that greed effect. I'd just come in here like, yo, I got to get this money. But I didn't realize that there's an art to this. I didn't realize that you have to be patient. I didn't realize that if it didn't look good to get into the trade, why did I enter in the first place? I got to that point where it's like, why am I pressing buy and why am I pressing sell just because it looks good? It's a lot easier when you have multiple confirmations letting you know exactly when to enter these trades. That way it makes you feel safer and more comfortable to be able to press that button, because once you do, you start seeing that profit, you start to understand like, wow, I could really, really just draw these things up. I could really, really be patient and apply these principles, and I could attract money, not chase it, right? When you come into these markets just chasing it, you're really, really just, if you lose money, you're trying to do that revenge trading, you're trying to get that money back. No, we attract, we don't chase, all right? So now that we got pretty much the psychological aspect behind everything, what I want to go over is pretty much a tutorial of why I use this in the first place, why I use TradingView, and give you pretty much a breakdown of it so that way you could use it as a tool and a resource to draw everything up. All right, my bad. Come move closer. Can you guys hear me clearly now? Is that better? Awesome. Sorry about that. I was a little backed up. I don't want to yell in your guys' ear. But yeah, so what this is right here is TradingView. You could get a free account. I mean, you don't have to pay anything extra at all. But yeah, TradingView allows me to pretty much see the charts the way it is. I could, zoom in, zoom out, whatever. But you have all these different tools and resources. You could even have harmonics. You could draw all these different things out. You have, Fibonacci, pitchfork, etc. Whatever works best for you, because there's some people that's out there that certain things will make them, trade better. And to some people, it's not the same. It's all depending on your style, your perspective. There's no perfect way. The best way is honestly what makes you feel good and what makes you feel comfortable. So you could actually be able, I'm gonna go over the chart steps, don't worry, right? I'm gonna set up, I'm gonna do a little quick little brief rundown for the newest people, right? So for the newest people that's on here, you're gonna see these little time frames, these time intervals. What this means is for every single one of these things here, if I click 1 hour, that means every single one of these candles is a 1 hour candle. If I click 30, self-explanatory, 30 minutes. Each one of these candles is a 30-minute candle. Another example, 15 minutes. Each one of these is a 15-minute candle. What I like to do is I like to draw everything out on the 1 hour. I would really like to come in. I like to get my profits. I mean, I'm gonna teach you guys how I really just lock in anywhere from 30 to 80 pips a day on a daily basis. Even just on a standard, that's around, you know, $300 to $800 a day. I mean, the more capital that you create and more equity that you have in your account, obviously the bigger lot sizes, right? So now one reason why I like this is you could be able to have, you know, you could draw rectangles, all type of stuff to help draw your zones. What I would do is I'll do eclipses to see where market reverse. I would find out literally why markets reverse at those certain time frames. I pretty much use this to draw everything up. You have everything from trend lines, right? I know a lot of people know how to, you know, draw with trend lines and create that price action, right? I could draw my zones out. I'll show you guys real quick, and I'll break all this stuff down. You can see exactly why these things happen in the marketplace. You know, you got Fibonacci. You could draw Fibonacci, all these different types of things. It's all here, pretty much. I could do count my pips. Where you count your pips is pretty much you go to the ruler. You go to the ruler right here. You pick an area. You see how many pips it is, and you'll be able to count. That's 138, 139. Obviously, the fourth decimal or placement or whatever is the micro pip, right? Yeah. All right, cool. So for the newest people in here, I want to show you guys the difference of what pips are, so you guys can see and understand when we say pips. Pip is a percentage in point. It's a unit of measurement when it comes to these Forex charts, you know? So say for instance, as you can see, I put a line here. You can see where it says 1.12446. Now, the fourth decimal is where you count the pips. So this goes to 1.1245. That means I went up 1 pip. No, on TradingView is pretty much just to draw everything out. You can draw everything out. I'd place all my trades on my phone. The thing is, this just allows me to get another visual representation for the charts. That way I can see it clearer and better, and I can really tell the whole story behind it. So I'll repeat that again. 1, 2, look at the red right here, 1.1244. If I do 1.1245, that means it went up 1 pip. If it goes to 1.1243, that means it went down 1 pip. Now, for the newest person, right? If it goes up 1 pip on a 10-cent trade, that means you make $1. On a dollar trade, if it goes up 1 pip, you make $10. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory right there. That way you guys understand what a pip count is, all the different types of things. That way you understand. You can pretty much just draw everything out. It's pretty simple. I love this. I love TradingView. I always wanted a platform. When I first started, I was using MetaTrader, and I just like, man, like it's cool and everything, but like, I don't know. I could draw this from my iPad. You know, the fact that you could put this in a URL, you could draw this from your iPad. That's the reason why I got an iPad in the first place, and create that mobile trading. Mobile trading is key, right? So pretty much did the rundown on this whole thing right here. You have all the different settings, all this type of stuff that's here. You get changes from bars to hollow candles. Just go to regular candles, or it just depends on what you like, right? But I'm going to go over the setup of the charts so you guys can see why the charts are this way. So what I do is, this is what your charts look like. Here, I'll just do this where it's like, I'll show you what the charts look like when it's just like not set up right. I'll just go over here. I go over to default, apply default. All right, this is what your charts look like pretty much when you first get into TradingView. Looks dark. I don't really like it. So you're gonna go over here, right click this, or if you have a MacBook, double click it, hide events and charts, right? Then you see these little grids, and you see how these are like barely colorful. I don't know, to me, it's just like, wow, I need it to be brighter so that way I could get a bigger picture of the whole story. So I'll go here, first thing I'll do is I go to properties. I'll go on the candles and I'll make it bright. That way it just pops out. It's a lot easier to see. You mean, just like I said, people don't believe in it, but law of vibrations, the law of attraction is very real. You mean, so when you come onto these charts with a positive mindset, majority of the time you have positive results. Your subconscious mind is either working with or against you. You just don't know it, right? Then I go to background, right? So you see how you have these little grid squares in here? What I want to do is I want to make it all super clear and super white. So that way it's just like cluttered space equals cluttered mind, right? So check this out. I go to vertical grid lines and I want you to see what happens to these vertical grid lines. You see it vertical. What I'll do is I'll just take this and I'll move it to the right and it disappears. Awesome. Then I go to horizontal. Same thing. I'll take this, move it to the right. Boom. Awesome. Now it's just like, it's clear. Cluttered space is a cluttered mind, right? So you want to keep it clear so we could be able to draw this up, make it a lot better for you guys to see. Then I'll go to time scale. I'll click session breaks. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Let's go back. Boom, there you go. Now, what these session breaks are is, you guys know when the market opens. When the blue line here, blue line here, blue line here, what that's pretty much showing is when the market opens and when the market closes for that day, the next thing you know, the next day starts. Next thing you know, the next day starts. Next thing you know, the next day starts. It allows you to really get and see in increments of how these charts are playing out. The whole main point of Forex is the fact that you want it to reveal its cards. Do not rush trades. Do not be that person that, like, once market opens, you're rushing in to get a trade because you're chasing the money, right? If you took a trade and you're like, all right, well, let's see what happens. Well, it's probably going to sell here and it came up. You just didn't wait. You just have to wait and be patient and understand why things respond the way they do. And I'm going to be there to help out with that, right? So, all right, cool. Now your charts are set up. It's bright red, bright green, green up, red down. All right, that's cool. Now let's go over the basics, right? I'm using Euro USD right now. We've been going over GU, USD JPY. I know yesterday, I hope people took it on London. I always told people, I said, let's see. I'm gonna show you guys what happened yesterday so you guys can see. I was like, guys, let's see what happens in this zone. And if price respects, we could buy it, right? So during London session, what did it do? It respected, and it came up. And there's a quick 57 pips. It didn't move up too much, but at least you know that it was there. Hold on, let's go back. GU as well. What I was doing was, I'm just recapping a little bit so you guys could see like what we went over yesterday, so you guys could see what happened, right? I wanted to see what market was doing here. I was seeing that it was respecting, I was coming down. It was just being too messy for me. So it was just better for me not to enter the trade. That's what's gonna happen when you start getting very proficient when it comes to Forex. You're gonna start realizing like, all right, cool. Like, I don't need to rush these trades. I could just be very patient. If it doesn't look good, then why enter? You know what I mean? Market's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Find that one or two pairs that you could focus on and really focus and become a master of it. Awesome. All right. So that being said, what I'm going to go over now is support and resistance. Support and resistance is very key because I'm just going to draw it out real quick and you guys could be able to see where market was respected, all the different type of things. So that way you can see, I'm just going to draw it out real quick and I want to break it down. What I'm doing is I'm looking at areas where price bounced off of, right? Look, bounce, 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 bounce. What I do is I look, you see these little wicks where price bounced, I put the line here and I see, look, they're respected here. Simple, just off this line alone. I'll show you the potential of what you could have done. Comes down, hits this, and you bought it. Oh, there's a potential of 60 pips, right? I'll break it down too, all right? So you saw that market bounce, 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 and you sold it. You had the potential and it kept dropping of 232 pips. Hold on, I'm gonna be going back and forth to the chat. Yeah, I just draw off the 1 hour. So yeah, so what this is an imaginary line, but you're drawing it yourself so you could actually see how the market plays out of areas where price were respected. And the reason why I call it support and resistance is that's just the terminology what it is. But I'm going to give an example of what happens, right? So we're going to see a lot in the marketplace is the fact that support will become resistance and resistance will become support, right? I'm going to give an example here. Boom. As you can see, what happened is this became resistance, or we can call it is the ceiling to help clarify it, right? You can see it's a ceiling. Look, boom, price respected, and then you can see it comes down and then price comes all the way down here. And you can see that price was respecting down in the zones, right? So now what this is, it's support, or you could call it the floor. So there you go. Support, resistance, boom, boom. You have the terminology to understand what this is. Now, like I said, you have to go into these charts and back test certain things out, draw out these lines. So that way, when you see market coming to this place, it's like, all right, cool. So give an example. You saw the market bounced up, came down, came through it again, tested, broke through, but then came back and tested it. You had another entry where you could have got onto this, active support. If you took a buy off this area and you're just being patient, you have the potential of 271 pips. All right. Don't worry. I'm going to show everything, how it combines together, how far back we should go. All right. So I'm going to show you guys this. So what I do is I'll see the charts. I'll see where current price is at right now. Before, I'm going to just be 100% honest with you guys. And I know a lot of you guys do this. You see this. You see support resistance lines everywhere. I'm just going to let you guys know, for me, it hurts my head. For me, it's just too much. I'm just like, man, I have all these lines everywhere. I feel like I'm looking at stripes and stuff. It was just too much for me. So what I would do, right, is I would just delete it all. And where price is currently at this point, I'm going to see where it's relevant. All right, well, this was one support and now resistance here. All right, cool. Let's see what's happening right here. And there's some right here. So now I'm saying, all right, is it respecting here? Is it going to drop more? You know what I'm saying? So it's I'll go where it's relevant in that time frame. There's no point for me, of course later on, yeah, but I just like to adapt to the market. I like to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? I like to see what cards are being revealed. But if I have all this stuff up here, well, what's the point for right now? I could draw that later if price does come up to that point. But what does this whole area right here have anything to do with what's going on right here? Does that make sense? We're just trying to give some tips so that way it helps out, so it's not cluttered. You mean? So support and resistance is just areas where here's the thing, there's no perfect way of drawing things, but it's all about your perspective, the way you see it. So what I'll do is I'll just go to areas. If it's right here, well, price respected here twice, right? You see right here, price respected here. How many times? Multiple times. So I just look for areas where price reversed. I could easily just, draw a line there. It's an act of a ceiling right now. If you guys see what's going on right now, and it respects that and then it drops, that's because this is what? Resistance, right? Very simple. Does that make sense so far? I want you guys' feedback to make sure I'm not going too fast, that you guys are enjoying it, that you guys are getting 100% of everything. I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid for the newest person, so that way they could actually go, all right? Like I said, I'm not going through signals right now. I'm not going through any of that stuff right now. I'm not even going through forecasts right now. What I'm doing is I'm going through this education, but because I bet you guys, if you continue to come on here on a daily basis, you could also feel comfortable for putting people that's in the community with you that learns how to trade. By the time they're done here, they're able to draw things up. You guys are going to be a beast. It's going to get to a point where it's going to become so mainstream to mark up charts. It's gonna get to a point where you're gonna be talking to your friend. You're like, wow, bro, I already have that chart marked up. You know what I mean? Like I'm all ready to go. I'm waiting for this setup, you know? And it's gonna be cool because everybody's gonna be on the same page. You're gonna have friends and people that's doing this with you that's gonna be able to see things that you didn't see. And it's just all in all, everybody's making money together. Everyone's profiting together. We're all happy. You can travel wherever you want, do whatever you want, have no freaking boss. Now, all right. So the circles, what I do is I just put these little areas where, you know, price reverse, and I always back test to see why it happened, you know? So hopefully, I'll give another rundown again. Support or resistance areas where price was respected, and you can just draw these out and you can see, it's very simple. You can see, you can go back, you can see, hey, was price, yep, look, boom, respect. Look, respect. You see how it could just carry along for a very long time. You know what I mean? It's very, very simple. You could go and back test and see. What you do is you wait to see if it's going to respect there. What I do for that is I'll go, even if it's just on the 15-minute chart, and see if there's a double retest, 30-minute, even double retest, like even right here. Say, for instance, if you did take a trade, you did take a buy just based off support, and you wanted a quick almost 30 pips, you got to have that already. You know what I'm saying? These are just simple terminology, simple basics, support, resistance, floor, ceiling, right? FOMC is pretty much a news event tomorrow where you're going to just watch how the markets react. Like I said, I honestly suggest if you're someone new, you could go on the demo and practice things out, especially during these news events, especially like NFP, whatever. Yes, there's ways of trading that. Yes, there's advanced techniques of knowing how to do that. But for now, what we want you guys is being able to come in, right? You want to come in and take your piece. You want to come in and take your piece. Look at these little areas where you could have just taken your little piece, taking your little money here and there, just taking your little piece. That's all it is. Just waiting and confirming, and getting your piece of the puzzle, right? Exactly. Respond, not react. React is off emotion. Respond is due to principle. All right. So cool. Now you have support and resistance, aka the ceiling, aka the floor, aka the ceiling, aka the floor. All right. There you go. Now what I'm going to go over is what I love the most that's really helped me a lot. Yeah. Actually, Trading Dude does remember your charts. You guys should go on here. You go save as, type in the chart. Euro USD is Bay, whatever you want to call it. Save it, save chart layout. So every time you come on here, you can load it up and you can pick those charts. You can have charts already all set up. Cool. All right, everyone stay positive in this chat. Let's do this. All right, cool. So let me move this. All right, cool. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over zones. I'm gonna draw it out first, then I'm gonna explain it, and I'm gonna draw it out again, right? But I want you to see, I'm just gonna draw this out. We don't have to really say too much. I want you guys to see how it's drawn out. You guys can see it. Cool. All right. Let's go back. Show you guys some more. All right, so I'm pretty much just drawing these zones, right? And in these zones, by just drawing it out, you're able to see areas where you could have entered trades. Even this whole area right here. Right now, I'm just showing you guys examples. I'll break it down. I'm just showing you right now so you guys get a visual representation. So hopefully this helps. but I'm showing you how like these zones play a very key factor when it comes to drawing up your charts. See where you could get ready for all these different trades. You know what I mean? Do you guys see how just by drawing these boxes, you get opportunities of where you could have entered? Do you guys agree on that so far? Areas where you could have entered? Trust me, on these live trade rooms, I'm gonna break it down so simple to the point where it's just gonna be like, all right, cool, like I get this stuff. All right, hold up, my leg's asleep. Jeez. All right, cool. All right, cool. So you're able to see this, right? Let me draw another zone. Imagine getting before that. I'm going to define zones, and I'm going to define how it's in relation to some resistance. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to draw it out, right? I want to show you guys. So this is Euro USD, right? Let's go on GU, right? So we go on GU. I'm just going to show you guys examples so you guys can see. Hold on, let me stand up real quick because my foot's asleep. Oh. Sorry, guys. For about since last August, I started trading. I started seeing a lot of profits because I started studying on a daily basis. I started studying more than I traded, right? Hold up, let's go back to zones, right? Cool. Let's go back to zones so you guys can see how this could happen pretty much everywhere, right? Also too, a little tip, right? A little tip is I could draw out a zone, right? I could go to the little settings thing right here. I could go on the second bar number. I could type in 1,000. What that does, it shoots it into the future. Boom. You could have an entry there, entry there, entry there, entry there. Cool, etc. You can see all that. Pretty simple, right? And then I'm going to break down exactly why these zones happen and how to draw it. I'm trying to give you guys the best training as possible so you guys get the educational aspect and also the visual aspect. So hopefully you guys like it. You see how it relates even on different pairs? Like it doesn't matter what pair it is, right? You can see how zones respect, and you can literally take trades off these zones and just be patient. So if I saw that market was moving up, I'm just waiting, and all of a sudden I'm just like, well, boom, it's respecting the zone. I could have entered a trade, and this dropped all the way up like what? Around like 439 pips. I'm going to break down exactly how to draw the zones so you guys can see it, but let's do that. So not that one. That's the main hub for trading view. All right, cool. So the way I draw these zones is very, very simple, right? What I do is I look at areas where price reversed, right? As you can see, price came up, reverse, price came up, reverse. Now what happened, let's clear this out for you guys so you guys get a clear picture of it. Yeah, I'm going to go over entering trades, all that type of stuff. Trust me, I got you. I'll go over entering trades. I'll go over stop losses. I'll go over take profits. I'll go over stop profits, etc. We're going to take it one step at a time. Right now, what we are going over, because we already went over support and resistance, we're going over supply and demand or price reversal zones. Step at a time, step at a time. So that way, if I go, imagine this. So, hey guys, so I'm gonna go over support and resistance, and you got support and resistance, and then you got these zones, and then you draw these zones out. And once you have these zones, you wait for confirmations, the right time frame. It's just gonna get confusing. So my main point right now is to break it down in simpler terms. No, this is not recorded, but I will be doing the live trade room for London and New York. So that way people will be able to come on here and have something, right, to look forward to. You have an actual live trade room so you can see how markets are reacting. And what we do here is we do forecasts. Just like, for instance, yesterday did a forecast. People bought this, right? And last week, right, everybody made money from GU because we sold it last week, as you can see, right? We sold it. And what happens, we sold it, and how much pips did we catch if you held on to that trade? Around 300, You know what I mean? So I will be giving out forecasts and all that type of stuff for you guys. But what we want to do is go over these zones, right? Let's go back. All right, cool. Now, like I said, you know how you have support and resistance? This is how easy it is to draw a zone sometimes. What I'll do is I'll draw a line of resistance or support, right? See it? Boom, wick. And what I'll do is I see how price came and made these wicks. That means price came in there and got the heck away from it. So that's where I like to draw zones. And you can test this out a lot on different areas. I'll go from the wick to the body of the candle. I'll check this out. I'll go here. I type in 1,000. What I'll do is I'll pretty much just shoot this into the future. When you shoot into the future, imagine you didn't see anything that was going on here, right? You're just waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. But then you see, wait a minute, market came up, respect, respect, respect. I'm gonna sell it. You sold it, and then look, it dropped. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Areas where price was respected, an act of resistance. I'm gonna draw a zone. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this perfect for you guys. So what I'll do is I'll go from the wick to the candle. I'll shoot this into the future. I'll have this for future reference so I can see if price comes up to that point, if it's going to respect, in which it did. It acted as a line of or a zone of support, pretty much, as you can see right here. So that way you had multiple times where you could have got into an entry because this, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the, I just buried the line. Come back. There it is. Let's pick this up. Drag it. All right, cool. I'm looking at the chat real quick. All right, cool. So as you can see, this was an active support, but because I drew the zone out from previous, let's see if it's respecting. Oh, yes, it is. Boom. Then you have support, which is a double confirmation for you to enter the trade. So you could easily taken a quick 50 pips. You saw that market, the price kept bouncing off in the zone, wasn't breaking through. You're like, all right, well, I'm gonna buy it. You have two confirmations right here, support, pretty much, and a zone. Two confirmations, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna go over how I enter trades as well, so you guys could get 100% of all of it. But let's keep drawing these zones out, right? All right, cool. Look, I saw even just something as simple here. There's a wick right here. Let's see what happens. You could just test this out. Just test it. There's no right way of doing everything, but you could just test it. Once you start testing things out, you start to see like, wow, wow, price struggled and dropped. Wow, price struggled, tapped it, got the heck away from it. Oh my gosh, price came up and got the heck away from it. And this is the easiest way to trade. So you see how price came down, made these little wicks here. So you could even draw it out right there, shot this out into the future a little bit, right? And you could have literally just been taking trades back and forth. You could have took it, boom, came into the zone. All right, cool, respected it, took it back. Obviously, it broke through, came through it. I would have waited. You saw that I was respecting it. Reverse, taking the trade. Could have taken a trade here once it broke through the zone, respected it, came back up. You could like 66 pips, respected it again, and then dropped down. 70 pips there, and then all of a sudden respects in that zone again, and then you did a buy, and instantly just, okay, there you go. You know what I'm saying? How did I drag the box so far? How often do I clear and redraw my charts? All the time. All the time. I just like it clean. I like drawing it again. I like it clean. I like drawing again. The way that I make the box go into future reference, right? Look, price is going up right now. Cool. Well, let's see why. All right. If I saw that price start moving and came down here and was respected, I look to my left. Now, check this out. When you move this crosshair around, you see a horizontal and a vertical line, correct? So you could use it as an act of support or resistance. You can see it. So I saw that price was coming down. You saw the wick here. Look to my left. Is there a zone? Let's check it. Is there a zone here? Oh, yes, there is. And look how perfectly respected. Oh, cool. And there's an active support here. And even if I went on the lower time frames, how many times did it respect? Once, twice, 3 times. It'll be easy to enter a buy right now for Euro USD if you wanted to. I would have entered it if I wasn't teaching, but the thing is, what I was trying to help out is pretty much just help you guys understand the terminology. I'm not personally trading right now when I give you guys 100%, but if I was trading right now, I probably would have entered this trade the moment it tapped and the moment that I saw that it was in a zone. Cool, double confirmation, enter the trade. All right, I'm gonna give an example right now. Since while we're here, say for instance, you did take this trade, okay? And you bought it. I'm gonna show you guys something. This is how I secure profits. You entered. I didn't tell you to enter, I'm just letting you know that I would have entered, so just letting you know. But here's a little tip, so that way you guys can lock in profits, right? Check this out. Say, for instance, I entered. Everybody wanted to know about like entries and stuff like that, right? Got the zone here. Cool. Say this was the entry, right? Say this was your stop loss, because you always want to put your stop loss below the wicks, right? Give it some leeway. Cool, cool, cool. You mean, could that be the zone? I just literally went back. I saw where price was respecting. I looked to my left. There's a wick there. I drew the wick, see if the box respected. Yeah, the box respected. Yes, there's a very strong zone. Over price came up, reversed. Price came up, reversed, broke through, came back down, respected, and now it's going up, right? Cool. Now I'm going to go over entries, right? How far behind? It's not really that far behind. As soon as I see it come down, I look to my left. Is there a zone? Yes, there's a zone. I just draw it. Right? Entry, stop loss. Cool, right? Now, your stop loss obviously will be the number of this is right here. Obviously, your entry will be whatever the price is right there, right? Now, here's what I do to lock in profits. The moment that this goes, this is just me. I'm just letting you guys know this. This is how I don't lose any money on trades, because it's very, very simple. The moment this went up at least 20 pips, 20 to 25 pips in profit, I would have changed my stop loss to like right there. What that does, it turns into a stop profit, and it's the beginning of a trailing stop. So what that does is entries down here, stop profits right here. So if I fell asleep, and I know a lot of people have fell asleep before and lost a trade, etc., right? That's what I'm saying. I wait for it to go like 25 to 30 pips in profit before I change it to stop profit. It allows it to give that leeway. So what that does is if market reverses, I'm asleep, use the bathroom, eat some food, go for a run. I don't know, maybe you go to the gym at this time. It depends. Some people, are just awake at this time and there's night owls. I'm able to be risk-free now. I'm just like, okay, cool. I saw that respected twice on the support. It's in the zone. I check the entry. Cool. Now once it's going up, I change it to stop profit. I'm not risking anything. And I'm just like, all right, awesome. The more it goes up, I shut a little bit at a time, 5 pips here, 5 pips here. And eventually what I would do is I would see like, okay, is there areas where price is going up? Maybe there's a zone up here where price was respected. Is there a zone there? I'll just draw it up, and that's what I'll see for my first take profit, just to see. And if it doesn't hit it, whatever, cool. I have a stop profit. I didn't risk any money. But if it does, awesome. 85 pips. Nice. But yeah, you could do trailing stop on the phone. So this is how you do a trailing stop on the phone, right? So let me delete this. Are you guys liking this so far? Like, is everybody liking it? I'm trying to make sure that everybody is enjoying it. Everybody's getting as much value as possible. If you don't like it, I'm still going to teach it. So, all right, cool. So, check this out. Say this is your entry, right? You see it's 1.12072, right? And then your stop loss is like right here. You draw a line on your phone, MetaTrader. Your stop loss is like 1.184, or you could put it lower right here, closer a little bit that way. 1.1186. See the numbers here? When you draw these lines on your phone, you're able to see these numbers, right? You're able to see these numbers. Oh, don't worry. I know it's hard to remember this stuff, but guess what? This is what keeps everybody coming back. I want everyone to focus on education. I want iMarkets Live to be the educational platform that pretty much teaches everybody on a daily basis. That's what we're here, or what we are here for. I don't know what ILM is, but yeah, this stuff's value. I want to be able to help everybody. We're all making money together. It's fine. That's all about, creating memories and having adventures and, being able to, like you're not going to struggle. You're going to have a surplus of money, you're going to have a surplus of money. All right, cool. So like I said, this is your stop loss. This is your number. This was your entry price. You see how it says 1.1207? So if I did a 2 pip stop profit, that means it would be 1.1209. I would just type that number. Now I could put 1.212, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 5 pip stop profit. So no matter what, if market reversed, you're 5 pips in profit. All right, awesome. That's better than risking 20 pips. Does that make sense? I'm just letting you guys know how I trade that way. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my foot's asleep again. Good, Chris. Good. Chris Terry is an amazing CEO, and I'm very, very lucky for him to even, see that they have value with teaching everybody and all that type of stuff. It allows him to really focus on the new products that's coming out, IML Academy, all this different stuff for you guys. So you guys have the best, trading platform. That's the whole point of this whole thing in the first place, to have a one-stop shop platform that's not based off signals or anything like that, but still give forecasts and be able to have a community of the top traders. And we also create the top traders. All right, cool. When is the IMLA? Oh, I'll probably have it done by like Friday, or at least by this weekend. All right, cool. So like I said, you guys see how you do stop profits? All you have to do is look, you see the number of where your entries at. You add like 3 to 5 pips to that number, or minus it if you're selling it. But if you're buying it, add these numbers, right? You put that in your stop loss, and that's your stop profit. What you'll do is you'll see the entry right here, and you'll see your stop loss above it, which is cool because now you're not risking anything. You're actually locking your profits. I'm gonna look at USDJPY. Don't worry, I'll look at it right now. Well, we were in a buy since yesterday, so a lot of people should have been locking. Like if they entered here, it's very safe to say that you could have put your stop profit like right here. That was yesterday's trade. So hopefully everybody was making money off that. And I hope last week everybody was happy off GU. Like I literally hope everybody was happy off GU because that was a good call. That was about, let's see, 367 pips. Don't worry, we'll be doing more of those calls. We're focusing on the education aspect right now, so you understand why I'm calling those trades off, right? It's up to you if you guys want to take profits. It's depending on how many pips, what your goal is on a daily basis. If your goal is 30 pips a day, it doesn't matter. I don't care. If you're happy with that, then that's fine. As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter. There's no like pissing contest or anything like that. I need to get 500 pips, whatever makes you happy. If you're that type of person that wants to come into these charts, get these 30 pips and out, that's fine. Because even when you get to a point where you have higher lots, you're doing a $10 lot, you're making $3,000 real quick, and then you go to sleep. $3,000 a day. I don't think that's an issue. I think that's perfectly fine. Is anybody in profit from EU right now? Is anybody in profit from EU right now? Awesome, Mark. Cool. Sweet. Hey, cool. For the newest people, when it comes to news, I say stay away from it. That's the reason why we lock in these profits in the first place. But obviously, once you start getting more advanced, you could test things out. But I honestly think that people should test things out on demo when it comes to news. So that way you could get comfortable, trading it. Does that make sense? I want everyone to be comfortable. So I don't want you risking your whole account based off news. You mean I want you guys to be able to, you know, test it. Now, the thing that's cool about news is the fact that it goes with the trend. You're able to see that. Patience is key, you know. Right now it's 1 hour. This is rising up. That's cool. Lock in your stop profits. If people are up, if you did take the trade, let's see how many pips. It's only up about 20 pips. Cool. We'll see what's up on the next candles. Oh, with Brexit and FOMC, honestly, for you guys that are just starting off, just stay away from it. I'm not saying that, you know, in a way, just like, oh, like we can't handle news. Well, guess what? I like trading news. I make a lot of money off news. But at the same time, I've been trading for at least almost a year. I mean, for you guys right now, why don't you guys just focus on collecting your money right now, collecting your profits, building up your accounts, etc., and getting to a point where you can live off of it. Nice. Awesome. Cool. I'm glad you guys were able to at least see some good forecasts and understand the reason of why we entered that trade in the first place. But yeah, does that make sense for zones? Because I'm gonna repeat that again. I know we went to trades, all that type of stuff. Is everybody good with the zones aspect? Keep it simple, stupid. Cool. You guys understand stop losses and stop profits now, and you know pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yo, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys make me so happy. Like I love this stuff. You know, I like teaching. I like seeing people in profit. You mean? Yeah, I'll mark up supply and demand zones again. I'll do a recap that you guys can see. Let's delete everything. Clear these charts up real quick. Awesome. Now, support resistance. It's gonna get to a point where you guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh. But guess what? It's gonna get to a point now where you're just gonna know all this terminology. You just need to know all the terminology, you know? So support resistance, an area where price is respected. I mean, it's very simple. You could draw where areas just where it bounced. Support, aka the floor. Resistance, aka the ceiling. Now, as an example, you see how this was support, tested, and then it broke through, and now became resistance. So to mind you guys, let's see what happens here, right? Also, too, when I enter trades, I wait for candles to close before I enter trades. Just let you guys know that. So I'm gonna give a little forecast just in case. So I want you guys to see this. If you guys did take the trade and what to watch out for, all right? So as you can see how price came through and bounced and came back up, dropped, retested. Now it's coming here and now it's coming up. Now, if price bounces off here and respects it, I highly suggest you take your profit. But if you see that price just breaks through this whole thing, you're Gucci. You're good to go. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about responding. Does that make sense right now? I hope that makes sense right now. All right, cool. So no, I don't use a minute chart. That's just risky unless you're a scalper, but I'm not a scalper. If price comes up and respects this point as a newfound resistance, aka ceiling, then obviously it's probably best to take your profit, right? What I would do is I would look on the 30-minute. I'll just watch this right here. You see the zone there, cool. You got your resistance line, awesome, cool. And you gotta just watch for the candles close. I just literally watch for the candles close. Give it a chance. Remember, don't act real quick. Like, oh my God, it's turning red right now. Like, no, just wait. You got 30 minutes here. I like 30 minutes because there's just more confirmation, a lot more data pulled in rather than a 5-minute or whatever. No, I didn't say so. I never once said so. Who said that? No, don't. All right, so cool. What I'm saying is right now, what I'll see is, let's see where this 30-minute candle goes. If it comes up, boom, watch the next 30-minute candle. If it goes above, and then it just broke through. And here's a couple possibilities. Check this out. Just rather come up here, look at this little line. You see that little line? Cool. And then this will drop, and then you see this, and then whatever. You're able to see that. That's one possibility. Let's delete. Another possibility, it breaks through, right? It comes down, make this smaller, guys. like I said, it's all about responding, right? It's all about responding. And it just keeps going up. Does that make sense for market structure type stuff? I hope that I'm breaking this down simple. You have two options right now, guys. You have two options right now. This was support. It broke through. It became resistance, which means the ceiling. And now we're seeing right now if it's going to respect this ceiling or if it's going to break above it and be a newfound support. That's the thing about Forex. You have to adapt, respond based off principle, not react based off emotion. So hopefully this helps so far. I'm gonna draw the zones out one more time because I got you, Jimmy. Don't worry, I got you. Go back to the 1 hour. Let's draw the zone. Let's delete everything. Let's get it clear so we know how to draw this stuff up. Now, zones, pretty much like I said before, it's gonna be areas where price came. You see these little wicks? See these wicks? Yeah. So you can back test and pretty much draw these wicks out. Look, these those wicks, even this wicks right here, you're able to see it. Boom. Look at this. Look, wick right here. Boom. It came all the way across. Isn't that crazy? It didn't respect right here in reverse. That's crazy. So let's draw another one. Let's go another pair. I like drawing different pairs. That way you can just test things out. All right, look right here. Look, wick. You see this right here? There's a wick right here. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Price came. I'm just gonna draw this little zone right here. Go on the settings. Type in 1,000. Shoot into the future. And you can see now how it respected. See that? You see how beautiful that is? Areas where you could have entered if you're just being patient. If you're just being patient. If you're just being patient. Does that make sense, Jimmy? Is that good? What's the issue? Yeah, I did. I did draw. Yeah, I did draw from the wick to the candle. See it? No, I'm just showing you guys in the 1 hour. I just look at areas where price reversed. So check this out. So even up here, look, you see price reverse. Obviously, there's nothing that's out there right now. But if I just drew this out, then I have a sense of, all right, let's see. Oh shit, my bad. Oh, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry, guys. So I have this right here. So that way, if price does come up to this area, I could see. I pretty much just will have these zones drawn out just to be ready, just to be prepared. You know, so that way I could adapt when the market comes there. Because if it comes up and say, for instance, it comes and tests it, and I could sell it. But if it comes up and breaks above and comes back down and tests it, I could buy it. Does that make sense? It's all about responding due to these zones. Like I said, there's different ways. You know, I know a lot of people have learned from, you know, Q and all of them, like Q and Ryan. They're amazing traders. A wick from yesterday. Yeah, you can. You pretty much just back test. Like for me, like there wasn't like a right way of like really understanding. I'll just test out certain things and just see what happens. Like I'll be like this. I'll draw this out right here. I'll see what's up. The next you know, market comes up, comes to the zone and tests it. And it's like, wow, awesome. The more that you practice, the more that you draw out these zones, it becomes clear. So like try back testing. Honestly, for the homework for people, go into two of your favorite charts that you feel suits best for you, and pretty much just test it out. You know, draw the key fundamentals that I'm showing you guys. That way you guys can learn. Forever Profit is amazing. I love Forever Profit. Shout out to them. They're amazing. I love Ryan. Hope you guys are ready for him on the Auto Trader. He's ready. He's ready. I highly suggest. Like, Ryan is awesome. But yeah, so like I said, we'll see what happens. But hopefully I was able to give you guys some nuggets. I don't know. I can't answer those questions right now. All right. Hopefully I was able to give you guys some nuggets, some key fundamentals. If everybody is happy, you guys know support and resistance, supply and demand. I showed you guys how to enter trades. I even gave you guys a little something here. If you guys want to collect your profit, go ahead. But if you guys want to watch it, like I said, just watch it, create that line of support, see it, that newfound resistance. But if everybody's happy, just let me know right now. Are you guys pretty happy with everything that you learned? Were you guys able to see things more clearly? And do you guys like me being on here? Honestly, honest feedback is very, very key. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, it's education. I already guys gave you a little forecast on EU. So I'll see you guys in New York. Who's ready for New York? I'll be on New York. I'll pretty much teach the same thing. On New York, I'm more focused. Like, I know a lot of people that really want to learn comes on London. So on New York, I'll make it quick. I'll do the same things. We'll see what's up, see if there's any forecasts. Obviously, there's gonna be some crazy news. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'll go over the harmonic scanner. Yeah, on the IML Academy, you guys will have everything. I want to be able to have something so that way when people come in, they're gonna have pretty much the basics, and they can learn, from knowing everything from what's PIP to leverage to the broker bank hierarchy to there's some key fundamentals. Like in order to be really a boss when it comes to the Forex markets, you got to know how to speak these Forex markets. I don't care what anybody else says. You're a boss if you know how to speak in this terminology, and the fact that we could all talk to each other like it's a different language. We got it. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going 100% every single time I come into these charts, so that way you guys could be good. Yeah, on some of these live trade rooms, I'll go over the harmonic scanner. I'll show you guys how I confirm with all that. But for now, what we want to do is we want to create a foundation from the people that's coming on here, that's really supporting and that really likes the live trade rooms the way it is. At least we'll all be on the same page. At least we'll all know the same stuff. At least we all know how to draw it up. And at least we all know the confirmations that we wait for to enter trades. No one's going to get left behind. I appreciate you guys. Soon, I promise. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one. Hopefully you guys had a good live trade room for the London session. Health, wealth, love, and happiness. Let's do this. All right. You guys have a good night or a good morning. Peace.